Hello and welcome back to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe, all of those things. All support to the channel is always very much appreciated. And as you can probably tell, we're going in a slightly different direction today and taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified series, Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow from the Snake Eyes movie. So, jumping straight in. I'm going to take a look at both of these figures at the same time. First up, what comes with Storm Shadow, we've got the unmasked head. It resembles the actor enough to pass as the character from the film. We've also got the little backpack thing that the swords go in, and we've also got his two swords as well. And that's all that you get with Storm Shadow. With Snake Eyes, you also get an unmasked head. Again, resembles the actor enough to pass as the character from the film. We also get, let's just grab them, they're a bit fiddly. We also get two knives as well, which have got like a kind of a metallic dry brushing on them. And we also get his sword and sheath as well that go on his back. And his strap is already on the figure. So there we go. There's a nice bit of detail in there on the sheath with the gold, and a nice little bit of gold on the sword as well. Now, I got the hold of these from Start Action Figures. They are actually selling them in their sale, and they're under £8 each. So they're reduced right down. So got a couple of these sent over to me to take a look at. Now, actually looking at the detail, it is what I would have come to expect from Hasbro, and they're actually very detailed. Now, just popping the head off and putting the unmasked head here, you can see that it scales very well with the body, the same as on the Storm Shadow. They both resemble the characters from the film. Now, my initial thoughts with these is I'm going to use them as generic characters. I don't collect the G.I. Joe classified line, let alone the movie classified line. But the Storm Shadow, if you get a couple of them, then obviously it'll look like a couple of ninjas. And the Snake Eyes is definitely a good body for some customs. I'm thinking maybe a Hawkeye custom or something like that further down the line. I don't know. I'm going to have a look. But they are Hasbro figures, Hasbro 6-inch figures. So obviously all the points of articulation are the same as you would expect in things like Black Series or Marvel Legends, with the slight variation. I think these resemble Marvel Legends a lot more than they do the other lines like the Plasma Series and the Black Series. And if you have a look here, I've just got a couple of duplicates. You can see that the Storm Shadows definitely just look like a generic kind of white ninja, and the Snake Eyes are definitely a cool body to use. Now, in my opinion, these are two very awesome custom kind of fodder figures. I'll just show you where the swords goes. It literally just clips on the back here, and the swords slide in the back. But these are definitely good kind of fodder or army building figures, in my opinion. The price point that places like Star Action Figures are selling them at, you cannot complain. And you know, when you got them in hand, they're actually really well put together figures. I think because they're movie figures and not necessarily a movie that was hugely popular, that's probably why they're going down into the kind of bargain bin. But they are definitely worth picking up if you get a chance, even just for the accessories alone. They both got some good swords and some good kind of knives and stuff. You got some unmasked heads there as well for kind of generic bad guys. But you do have some good base figures as well. Now let me just put the knives in Snake Eyes' hands just so you can see what they look like. But when you think about things like Marvel Legends, obviously they've released the hand ninjas, and when you look at the price point on them, they are between £15 and £20 depending on where you buy them and what version you buy. And you could pick up a couple of these Storm Shadows and actually essentially have a hand ninja collection. Now, no one would look at these and go, oh, that's Storm Shadow from the G.I. Joe Snake Eyes movie, if you were posing them with other figures like Elektra or Daredevil and setting them up in some kind of battle scene. Obviously Snake Eyes has a much more distinctive look, so probably buy multiple Snake Eyes and sort of setting them up as ninjas, you might get, you know, a couple of questions thrown your way. But with that said, you could definitely get away with it. They would definitely make like a good team for, I don't know, Deadpool or someone like that to kind of lead, like a mercenary team. But all in all, I'm really pleased. I think they're really cool figures for the price that they are. I'd be very disappointed if I'd gone out and spent sort of £20 on each of these. I think I would definitely be quite disappointed just because I'm not a big fan of the film. So, it's a decent enough film. It's just not one for me. So these weren't figures that I was going to pick up. But at this price and from Star Action Figures, obviously I could not say no. And I'm really pleased because those Storm Shadows, as I've said a few times now, are definitely going to build a generic kind of ninja army for me. I think I'll probably do like a custom Hawkeye, maybe something from the What If show with one of these Snake Eye figures. But as a kind of mercenary figure, it's really nice put together. There's a load of detail on him. There's a load of detail on both of them actually. And as I said, I cannot fault them as figures. If I just hold Storm Shadow up, you can see all the pouches and the kind of details in the costume there on the gloves and the legs and the boots. And when you look at him actually in his mask, you know, he could be a generic ninja. There's no kind of distinctive marks there that give it away. yeah, I mean, I think they're brilliantly put together figures. They're definitely worth picking up. If you get a chance to get them at the price that I've seen them at, then definitely go ahead and get some, because you won't be disappointed. But yeah, all in all, not a bad figure. Good for custom fodder. Good for background ninjas. If you're enjoying the 5-minute figure reviews, please do like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time back with some Marvel Legends.